If you're watching this video, I want to get your opinion on the current state of the Master Duel format. That is, as of May 2023, Season 17, the Ishizu Tearlaments is still at full power, and what I went ahead and did was create a brand new account and saved up I think around 15,000 gems from like solo mode and random challenges, and built a full power Tearlament deck free to play with the current 2 packs in the store, that being the Blessings of Nature Tearlament pack and whatever the pack that has the Ishizu cards in them is called, I don't remember. But, you know, it was relatively easy to make. It is expensive though, it costs a lot of ultra rares. But when you do have this deck, it's pretty overpowering. You know, just playing it, I wasn't really a fan. It was just so unfair. Like, look at this. The opponent is going first, and, you know, they're trying to set up their board, but we're going to be able to play on turn 0 thanks to having Havness. And what you're going to see happen here is just, you know, they just can't keep up with the resource game. And Thunder Dragon is a deck that I think normally would be able to keep up with most other decks in terms of resources, just because it has some very powerful fusions, a floodgate, the Thunder Dragons kind of replenish themselves, giving you a lot of interruptions, with the quick effects obviously like Titan. But Tearlament is just another beast, it's just on another level. So what needs to happen to make this format fun again, in my opinion? I think the Ishizu cards should just be outright banned entirely. You can keep Tearlaments around. I think if you ban the Ishizu cards, you can keep Kit Kalos, but like DK said, Kit Kalos is a super rare for a reason. They're likely going to keep the ultra rare Ishizu cards at 2, limit the super rare ones, banish Kit Kalos, or put it on the ban list, and, you know, see how Tearlament fares from there. Most likely, it'll still be overpowered, just like it is in OCG. But with the other decks coming into Master Duel, like Kashtira, Bystials, etc. in the future, maybe Tearlament will be, you know, sufficiently suppressed in the meta to a certain degree. But you can see here, like, the opponent can't keep up with the resource game that I was putting up in this match. So I don't really know what the answer is. Do you have an opinion? Like, in my opinion, I don't think you can really play any other deck other than Anti-Tear, which is like Floowandereeze or Exosister, or Ishizu Tear itself. And I didn't want to play Ishizu Tear on my main account because I don't want to play like 20-30 minute mirror matches where I lose to time or my opponent loses to time, and it's just a lot of overthinking. Like, that's not what Master Duel is really made for, in my opinion. It's like a quick, you jump into a match, you can play a quick duel, you jump out if you want, or you can keep grinding, and it's fun that way. I understand that there is probably a lot of people who are fans of this format and love Tearlaments because it is apparently heavily skill based, which I can understand. But, you know, just, I went through gold rank in an hour playing this deck. I never played it before, just practicing a little bit. I don't even know how to play it properly, but it's just so overwhelmingly powerful that any other deck, like this guy was on Sword Soul and the previous person on Thunder Dragon, like no other deck can really compete. It's really, really tough. And, you know, people who take the challenge to try to compete, it's usually very frustrating. I mean, I know it's doable, but it's just, is it really that fun? So I actually think that the format before Tearlaments dropped was actually a pretty diverse and interesting format. You saw a lot of different decks like Branded, Sword Soul, Dragon Link, Math Mech, Exosister, Floowandereeze. Like, you saw a lot of different decks, and I thought that was a really good format. The only real problem deck, in my opinion, was Runic, just because it was very annoying to play against, and I'm not a big fan of, you know, decks that essentially mill out your resources. You know, if you play a one of in the deck, like with Rika and stuff like that, and you lose that resource permanently, it's just like, oh, well, unfortunately my deck can't play. And with the Ishizu cards, while they were around before, they weren't really being utilized to super great effect. And with Ishizu Tear, you know, it just makes every other deck not viable. And you can see that on some of the results in like Master Duel meta, for example, where it's basically, like I said, just Tearlament or Anti-Tear, and it's very hard for any other deck to really make a dent in the format right now. So what I will do though is I actually want to upload some clips that I have saved from before the Tearlament pack dropped, and just show you kind of why I think that I like that format. I obviously will never go back to something like that because Tearlament is now existing, and I don't think Konami is going to hit it hard enough where it's not going to be a super relevant force. But I guess we will see what happens. But I guess that's going to do it for this video, because yeah, we're going to wrap up on you kind of seeing me put up, I don't even know how to explain this, like just a board that, like, what is this, man? Like, I'm Chainlink 4 from my graveyard. I have like 10 cards in my hand. I have 5, 6, 7 cards on the field. what deck can compete with this? There is no deck that can compete with this, right? Like it's either the mirror match or the absolute you're playing a hard counter to it, right? And like I said, when you're playing a super hard counter to it, like Flow Under Ease, you run excessive chances to brick. Like I can't believe Konami actually limited map when Tearlament dropped. Like why would you limit map? That it's so funny. But anyways, that's gonna wrap it up for this video. Let me know what you think if you made it this far. But thank you for watching. I'm hoping to not have to play this deck if I don't have to, so I might build something new on this account. So if you're interested in anything, let me know. But Quantum is going to sign off. Take it easy, guys.